All right, so get ready for a deep dive today. We're going deep into Hindu mythology.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at, well, we've got this audio excerpt from the Brahma Purana, one of the major Hindu texts.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
And this one is all about the birth and the purpose of Surya, Surya, the sun god. And I think, this is going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, definitely.
Because it digs into why is the sun such a central figure? I mean, in so many cultures.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? The Brahma Purana, it doesn't just tell us about Surya. It really emphasizes his importance. And it's fascinating. You know how these ancient cultures, they really understood the sun's significance, not just physically, but
cosmically,
spiritually.
It's not just about, sunshine.
No.
So the excerpt actually says that Surya is like the foundation of all existence. The life giver. The one who sets the rhythm of time.
Wow.
And so that's huge.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it even describes Surya as the path for sacrifices to reach the gods. And the source of rain, which then, leads to food, which sustains all life. They have this beautiful interconnectedness with the sun at the center of everything. It's incredible. It really makes you think
It does. And get this, the text even gives Surya 24 different names, each linked to a specific month and qualities. 24.
Wow.
There's Vivasvan, the shining one.
Oh, yeah. I love that one. That one just perfectly captures the sun's energy.
Yeah.
During those bright summer months.
Yeah. And then there's Martanda, the sun egg. I don't know why, but that one really stood out to me.
The imagery of the egg there.
Right.
That's so often linked to creation. Potential. It makes you wonder if you could even apply that symbolism to your own life.
Yeah, interesting.
What seeds of potential are you nurturing, waiting to see, what they become?
That's a really interesting way to think about it. Okay, so let's get into the story itself now. Okay, so we have Aditi, the mother of the gods, calling on Surya for help against these seriously bad demons.
Oh yeah, they're nasty. And her devotion is intense. She fasts. She performs specific rituals. It's incredible how much effort she puts in just to get Surya's attention.
Even a goddess, has to put in the work.
I guess so.
Right.
Yeah.
It reminds us of the power of dedicated practice.
Absolutely. It reinforces that, even divine beings respond to sincere effort.
Yeah, they do. Okay, so Surya agrees to be born as Aditi's son, Martanda, with a very specific mission: take down these demons. And the scene where he's born, oh my gosh, talk about dramatic. He emerges radiant from an egg-shaped being. And there's this divine proclamation announcing his purpose.
And such powerful imagery, the egg, representing potential and creation. It's such a fitting symbol for a sun god, ushering in a new era.
This is feeling like a cosmic superhero origin story,
I can totally see that.
And then, of course, we've got the epic battle between the gods and the demons. And Martanda, he just incinerates the enemies with his scorching gaze.
Oh, wow. That's a dramatic entrance if I've ever heard one. It's really interesting how this victory kind of reinforces the sun's role.
Yeah.
As a face for order, bringing balance back to the universe.
Yeah, it really highlights how Surya is more than just a celestial object in this story. He's like a divine warrior stepping in to fight for good.
You're so right. He's not just passively shining. He's actively engaged in upholding what the Brahma Purana calls cosmic order. And it makes you wonder how that concept of cosmic order, this ancient idea, connects with how we view balance and harmony today.
That is a great question. I am curious to hear what you think about that.
Well, the idea of cosmic order in the Brahma Purana, it seems to be about balance and harmony, on a grand scale, just like you were saying.
So it's kind of like a blueprint for how the universe functions.
It's an underlying structure that keeps things running smoothly. And Surya, the sun god, plays a key role in upholding that order. It's not just about the physical sun, but also about this concept of light conquering darkness, good overcoming evil.
Which is a pretty universal theme, isn't it? That idea of a struggle between opposing forces. I feel like we see that play out in stories from all over the world.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's a fundamental concept that resonates across cultures.
Yep.
And across time periods. And in this case, it really highlights the sun's power as a symbol of hope and renewal, a force that can banish darkness and restore balance.
So thinking back to those names we discussed, do any of them feel particularly relevant to this battle?
That's an interesting question. Let's see. We've got Martanda, the sun egg, signifying creation and potential. And then there's Vivasvan, the shining one, embodying that radiant energy of the sun. Could they be hinting at Surya's inherent power to overcome obstacles and bring forth a new era?
Oh, wow. I never thought about it that way. But I can see the connection. Surya's very essence, as described by those names, seems almost tied to his role as this warrior god.
And the Brahma Purana doesn't shy away from vivid descriptions. Like when it talks about Surya's appearance during the battle, it says his body was like a fire-cooked sphere, so bright that it was difficult to see clearly.
Like staring directly at the sun, which we know we shouldn't do.
Right.
The text is using the powerful imagery to show how awe-inspiring Surya is.
Exactly. The Brahma Purana conveys this sense of beauty and danger when it describes Surya. And it even compares him to a flower at one point, with rays spreading out above and below.
That's a cool contrast.
Yeah.
It shows that even though he's this powerful, this almost overwhelming force, there's also this delicate, life-giving aspect to him, like a flower blooming.
Yes. It really emphasizes this balance between the sun's fiery energy and its ability to nurture life, even in harsh conditions.
So we've seen Surya as this vital force, a cosmic warrior, a divine interventionist. What do you think? What is this ancient story trying to tell us? Why should this matter to our listeners?
That's a great question, I think. This story, like many myths, it invites us to look at our own relationship with the sun. It encourages us to think about its significance, not just scientifically, but also culturally, spiritually, even psychologically.
It's like a reminder to see the sun with fresh eyes, to appreciate its many different roles and its deep impact on our lives. It's more than just something we see in the sky.
Exactly. The story of Surya reminds us of the sun's enduring power to inspire awe and wonder, and to remind us of our connection to something much larger than ourselves. It's a pretty thought-provoking idea.
It is, especially in today's world, where we're often so disconnected from nature. So you've explained this idea of cosmic order, which is fascinating. But if we think about the bigger picture, Surya's story also deals with some pretty universal themes, right? Light and darkness, good versus evil.
Absolutely. Those are timeless concepts that resonate with people across cultures and throughout history. And just as Surya brings light and order to the universe, in this story, maybe it's suggesting that we can do the same in our own lives. We can choose to cultivate those positive qualities within ourselves and make a difference in the world around us.
That's a powerful message. It's like an ancient myth is offering us a timeless message of hope and empowerment.
Exactly. It's about tapping into our own inner light, standing up against negativity, and striving to create a brighter future. It's a reminder that we all have the potential to be forces for good in the world.
All right, so we've talked about Surya's vital role, his wild birth story, his victory against the demons. What's really sticking out to you about the sun's place in Hindu mythology?
Well, for me, it's that Surya is so much more than just a celestial object. In the Brahma Purana, he's a powerful symbol of creation, a force for order, a purifier, and even a divine being who intervenes in human affairs. The story really elevates the sun to this grand, almost mythical level.
And we can't forget about all those incredible names. Each one adds another dimension to Surya's personality, his qualities, his impact throughout the year.
You're right. They create this rich tapestry of meaning and symbolism. They really highlight how deep and complex this ancient tradition is and the insights it offers about our place in the universe. It's fascinating.
It is, but this isn't just about Hindu mythology, is it? It's about how people all over the world throughout history have viewed the sun, the stories they've told, the beliefs they've held about this incredible source of life.
You hit the nail on the head. This deep dive into the Brahma Purana is really just one example of how humans have tried to understand the sun's importance for centuries. It's a universal fascination that crosses cultural boundaries.
So if we were to ask our listeners this, what does your culture's view of the sun reveal about its values and beliefs? What stories have been passed down through generations? What role does the sun play in how you see the world?
That's a great question to ponder. It encourages us to think about our own heritage and appreciate the diverse ways in which humans have connected with the sun. Throughout history, we all look up at the same sun, but we see it through different lenses, each revealing something unique about its beauty and significance.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. I love that analogy.
It's a reminder that even something as familiar as the sun can have such deep meaning and inspire so many different interpretations. It makes you realize how much there still is to learn and discover about the world, even in the things we see every day.
Exactly. And it makes you appreciate that sense of wonder and mystery that's still out there, waiting to be explored.
Yeah, it really is amazing to think about how something like the sun, something we often just take for granted, can hold so much meaning. and inspires so many different across cultures.
Yeah, it really is. It's a powerful reminder that even in a increasingly interconnected world, there's still so much richness and diversity in how we understand
Right.
and relate to the natural world. Okay, so to bring it all back, we've spent this deep dive exploring the Brahma Purana and uncovering the story of Surya, the Hindu sun god.
Right. We've talked about, his vital role in creation, his incredible birth from an egg, that epic battle against the forces of darkness.
Yeah. And we delved into those fascinating 24 names, each one revealing another layer of his personality and influence.
In this deep dive, it's gone beyond just one myth or one god, though. We've touched on how different cultures view the sun, encouraging us to examine our own perspectives and appreciate this shared human fascination with this incredible star.
So as we wrap up, I'd love to leave our listeners with this thought. When you see the sun today, take a moment to look at it with fresh eyes. Really consider its power, its beauty, its role in making life possible. And think about all the stories it has inspired across human history.
And remember, just as Surya brings light to the world, in the Brahma Purana, we each have the potential to shine our own light, to make a positive difference, and contribute to the ongoing story of humanity.
That's a beautiful thought to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Hindi mythology. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep looking up.